Disney live action remakes represent everything that is wrong with modern Disney. It is the pinnacle that showcases the severe lack of creativity in the corporation that has been running rampant for quite some time now. And the worst part is, it doesn't end. It just keeps going. Disney keeps pumping out these new live action remakes every year like a conveyor belt with no break. As we know, most of these live action remakes are nothing special. They just take the original product and basically suck all the life out of it until it is nothing but an empty, hollow husk. These movies are like watching a snail shell with no snail inside. They copy the exact same story as the original, and the only new things they add don't work at all. The only things these movies accomplish is insulting the realm of animation. I have a theory that the terrible influences of these live action remakes might be the reason why the big studios are treating animation so poorly right now. The last live action remake I can say was actually pretty good was the Jungle Book remake, and that came out way back in 2016. These movies haven't been good since, and more keep pouring in every year, and new ones keep getting announced that are at this point as predictable as a sunny freaking day. So, we keep getting flooding with live action remakes year after year. Clearly, there's a recurring problem here, and it's not just the greed of Disney, although that does play a huge role in it all. Let's not forget the reason why these movies are made: to make money. And Disney makes a lot of money out of these soulless live action remakes. Like, a lot. In fact, they make too much money, I'd say. And I see people tear these movies to shreds every year, and rightfully so. And yet, it seems clear that the general audience, despite clearly not liking these movies, are still the very thing that sustains these movies and keeps them going strong. Shout out to this user on Blue Sky for pointing that out. It's one thing to not like these movies, it's another thing to still go out of your way to pay your money to go see it. You know the old saying, adding fuel to the fire? Well, that's exactly what general audiences are doing, unfortunately. They claim to despise these movies, yet they're still the ones who are adding fuel to the fire every year. I'm pretty sure Disney knows that most of these live action remakes aren't well received, but they don't care, because they know they're still going to get tons of butts on those theater seats anyway. They know they're still going to dominate the box office in spite of the critical reception. The problem is, while the audience may not like them, they're still allowing themselves to either be blinded by nostalgia, or they're just paying money to hate watch something. And hate watching is one of the most effective ways to waste hours of your life you won't get back. The general audience can complain about these movies all they want, but the ugly truth is, they're the ones who keep supporting these movies by constantly giving their money, all while leaving other movies that actually deserve success right in the dust. So what's the easy solution here? Don't watch it. If you really want to see how awful this new live action remake will be, honestly, I'd suggest you pirate it. Don't worry, Disney's rich corporate self ain't gonna suffer from you doing that. But so long as audiences keep feeding the fire, Disney won't stop. So long as people keep rushing to the theaters to see these anyway, it's gonna be a never-ending vicious cycle. If there's something that I don't like and I have no interest in seeing, you know what I do? I don't go to the theaters to see it. Yeah, that should be common sense, right? Well, the fact that I have to point it out at all shows how far this situation has come. My point is simple. If we want to stop these live action remakes from continuing, then we have to do our part and not feed them. I have not given any of my money to these movies since the Beauty and the Beast remake, and I don't plan to. And everyone else should do the same, at least everyone who doesn't like these movies anyway. If you do like these soulless remakes, cool, more power to you. But as it stands, the majority of audiences don't like them, yet they act as its life support system anyway. Unless general audiences stop paying their money to see these unimaginative flicks, nothing is going to get better. I'm sure we of all people are tired of all the unoriginality that has been plaguing Disney with their endless sequels and remakes, but the truth is, if you want to see some change, it always has to start with action. Action from me, you, and everyone else, or in this case, the lack of action. Don't go to the theaters to watch these live action remakes. Don't let yourself get caught in the nostalgia trap that these movies clearly try to lure you into. Instead, the best thing you can do is completely ignore them. You know that new atrocious looking remake of Snow White? A lot of people are hating it, and to those same people, I beg thee, please stay at home the day this movie comes out. Don't feed the fire. I normally don't like to encourage others to make a movie fail, but I can make an exception for these hollow, empty shells of movies. If these movies don't fail, then Disney won't stop making them. If they don't fail, that's going to be more power given to Disney, and their endless greed will continue to generate these flicks. So I beg the viewer watching this video, if you're someone who's sick of these live action remakes and wants Disney to stop making them, then just stop watching them at the theaters. Don't even bother looking their way. And if you are doing that, I commend you. You're already doing what 90% of the general audience isn't doing. Don't support these bland corporate schlops anymore. Instead, I encourage you to support indie filmmakers and movies that actually deserve it.